Welcome back. Halftime between Kansas City and San Diego as we prepare for the highlights from this one. I mean, it's been a really exciting game. Alongside Eric Dobransky, I'm Maura Sheridan. Let's take a look at how this game has gone down so far.
And really a terrific early start from Kansas City, whether it was in possession or these corner kick opportunities. You see the short corner taken by Lola Bonta, ball played back into her, and then the ability to find Kristen Hamilton there, and then just guiding that far post, putting their team up 1-0 early on in this first half. But credit to San Diego, they were able to weather a lot of that momentum that Kansas City Current put them under a lot of pressure, was playing on the front foot, really good in and out of possession, and then earning this penalty kick on this corner taken by San Diego, and then Alex Morgan stepping up and taking it. You can see here the Korniak opportunity, putting it on frame, and then the handball by Elizabeth Ball, and really just unfortunate because it deflecting off her own defender and Weinbrenner, and then Alex Morgan, left-footed, puts it to the right of A.D. Franch and equalizes for her team. And really it's been that inability for those initial clearances from Kansas City Current. And for San Diego, they're going to want to be a little bit more rhythm there possession-wise and really connect some of those passes into that final third.
Well, again, it's anybody's game here. We'll see if there's a decision made in the first ever meeting between the Kansas City Current and the San Diego Wave. Second half coming up on the other side here on Paramount Plus. Children Mercies Park as we get set to go here in the second half. San Diego, Kansas City. It is even right now. Each team had a score in the first half. Hamilton started things off for Kansas City. An 11th minute strike off a set piece. Labonta with a beautiful service in. And then later on in the second half, Alex Morgan hits a PK, her fourth of the season, to make it 7 goals on the year. And that's how we got here in the second half. Alongside Eric Dobransky, I'm Maura Sheridan. Glad to have you along with us. Weinbrenner off the bounce.
And a few changes for San Diego entering this second half. So we see Kelsey Turnbow and Jakobsen being introduced as well.
Bennett flings that one towards net. That was a collision as Hamilton went flying. She was the intended target, but yeah, you see Turnbow comes in for Korniak, and then Taylor is taken out in favor of Jakobsen. Just trying something new here for San Diego. That was dangerous. And we're going to see Sheridan, Bennett. They're all right, but they just ran straight into each other. Let's see this again.
Like a ball that was played back, just lacked a little bit of pace there, and Kaylin Sheridan had to step in, and it almost became a 50-50 ball, and Elise Bennett right there.
Sheridan with the boot. Morgan. Jakobsen does not have a score yet this year with San Diego. Edmonds gets it right back for Pickett. Lots of green, Victoria Pickett. Bennett again. Shaded by McNabb, pokes it out.
You can already see it early on, just in that attacking sequence. The interchange from San Diego, the ability for Alex Morgan to drop into midfield. Kelsey Turnbow finding higher area up the field. So we see Lola Bonta down inside the midfield circle.
Yeah, Labonta is down right now for Kansas City as appears to be a lower body injury for Labonta, again, who since she's been back has made a huge difference for Kansas City. I mean, this is a team that was really struggling to score. They had 2 goals going into the Louisville game. They finally get one thanks to Labonta in that Louisville match on Monday, and then here they are getting another one against San Diego. So 2 consecutive games with a goal, which was obviously not the case prior to this little stretch. Looks like Labonta's going to be all right to walk off here. A little bit of a hitch in her step. We'll see this again.
Looks like she just took a knock right there on that service in by San Diego. It just carried on and became uncomfortable. Again, for San Diego, building off of that first half. Yes, you weathered that momentum by Kansas City, but you still have to find a rhythm defensively where you're making play predictable. It was just too easy for Kansas City to go from one end to another.
Stoney looking on. Her team trying to defend this set piece. Low Hamilton tried to hit that in with her heel. Another chance over the crossbar. Bennett with a nice touch there for Kansas City.
And what you continue to see is how dangerous second and third opportunities become on set pieces, whether it's a corner kick or a free kick, because you have this movement, you have this chaotic moment where now the scripted play is really what space is available, what area is dangerous. And you almost saw it there for Kansas City, that space available on that far post.
Well, these are 2 teams that need 3 points for very different reasons. This is a Kansas City team that is looking to pick up win number 2 on the season and just move out of really the cellar of the NWSL. And San Diego's trying to hang on to that first spot. Jakobsen against Ball off a cross. Van Egmond was charging forward. Back to Jakobsen. Ball denies any sort of entry there.
And you're absolutely right, because really the only thing that moves the needle in terms of standings and production is 3 points for Kansas City. And I'm not saying that you have to win out to be in that playoff picture, but you're in a situation right now that you're 1-4-1. You're building off of tremendous momentum from the 1-0 result earlier in the week. You started this match out flying and really playing on that front foot, a lot of energy, really electric. So for Kansas City, this has got to be an opportunity that they see is going to find and chase those 3 points. Whereas as this game wears through as well, does San Diego look at it as a point on the road possibly? Now, with as explosive as this offense is for San Diego and how good they've been defensively, there's no reason why not to look after going after 3 points. But
Jakobsen. Franch with a miscue there. Morgan taking off. And Franch recovers.
And really well done by Loera there to intervene. With that turnover by A.D. Franch, Alex Morgan almost had an easy opportunity to go at goal, but Loera there to intervene and disrupt just enough to allow her teammates behind the ball again. As we see Labonta.
Yeah, down again. Seems like dealing with that same injury. Looks like she'll just stay in without medical attention. Del Fava off the toss. Labonta. Gurma chops it out. This is really a league in which there is not a lot of separation between teams at the moment, and there's really, I mean, San Diego obviously leads right now, and they have the most points, but there's, you know, a lot of other teams really eager to move to that first spot, and we've seen so much shifting going on this weekend. I pointed this out at halftime, but Angel City was second prior to this weekend, and they've dropped all the way down to, if the season ended right now, they wouldn't make the playoffs. And that's just how crazy that this league is right now. So you cannot afford to, you know, take a game off. I think that's been the lesson learned by everybody so far in the season. And it's a short season, all things considered. Only 22 games. Everyone plays each other once. So every game matters so much. I know that's a cliche, but Franch hauls it in.
And that's just such a tremendous point, because if you have one bad week and you string a couple poor results together, you look at the standings and you're going to be playing catch up just a bit. Whereas right now, it's a bit congested there in the middle of the standings. And for San Diego, if they can pick up 3 points tonight, they can start to separate themselves just a bit. But you really don't want to be a team that's on the outside looking in, and then now, come middle of the season, it just becomes so tight where you have to pick up points, you have to get results, and then not only are you fighting to get into the playoffs, but your playoffs start mid-season. And that's why I think it's so important that Kansas City, with the momentum that they're playing with right now, the confidence that they're playing with right now, the consistency, I think they're really looking at this match being at home. And they can look at this stretch where they picked up 3 points on Monday, and if you could pick up 3 points tonight, that's 6 points in 1 week. Then you host Gotham next here at home.
Franch collides with Jakobsen, and it will be Kansas City ball. It does seem like North Carolina is going to get win number 1. They're playing Racing Louisville right now and up 2-0. So, I mean, that's good to see for the league, and a team like North Carolina just winning the Challenge Cup and off to kind of a horrid start here in the regular season does not mean that they couldn't make a run too. And Racing Louisville, on the flip side, looks like they're staring down the barrel of 2 straight losses. Breedy Franch! What a stop from A.D. Franch.
What a well-struck ball here by Belle Breedy, but just met with an even better save by A.D. Franch to her left, sure-handed. And you've seen here in the second half, Kansas City and A.D. Franch just become a bit uncomfortable in the build-up through their defensive third. A couple casual turnovers. We talked about the intervention by Loera there on Alex Morgan on the giveaway by A.D. Franch. But it just looks a bit uncomfortable. It looks a bit disruptive from San Diego and Kansas City's buildup as we see Haley Mace entering the match.
Yeah, Mace will come in for Pickett. We'll just walk off on the side here. Again, Victoria Pickett went the distance the last time around against Louisville, so she'll get a break here in the second half. Round of applause from the fans.
And Victoria Pickett had that incredibly creative moment that created that penalty kick early on in that match Monday against Racing Louisville. That low Labonta finished.
Hamilton. Sheridan, quick tap. Offside for Morgan. Remember, Ally is a proud supporter of the National Women's Soccer League. Ally, do it right.
You still see separation between the lines from San Diego. You see a 15, 20-yard separation from their back line to their midfield, and then you see a 15, 20, 25-yard separation between their midfield and their forwards, and that it makes it a bit easier for Kansas City to defend when you're just defending isolated scenarios and situations, whereas on the Kansas City current side, you see a very well-connected 11, and that's where you can see that commitment to numbers when that ball goes wide or that ball finds central areas. They've got teammates and players in additional areas that can really make those scenarios even more dangerous.
In that sprint, Hamilton just stepped offside. I would have loved to see that battle play out, though, between her and Gurma. I mean, this game has been a series of challenges by the attacking ends. We have not really seen this game take a big lull. The keepers have had to be engaged this whole time. Back to French because Jakobsen is coming. McGrady. Turnbow. On the wing. French again. Pulls it in for Kansas City. Perhaps inspiring some young keepers in the crowd. French with that beautiful stop from Breedy. Reads another one well after that.
And you're absolutely right. Both teams asking a lot of questions of each other defensively and really doing it in different ways offensively as well.
Bennett, Gurma, head to head. Just pure hustle from Elise Bennett. Kansas City in its attacking third right now. Mace, Labonta, back to Mace. In the box, flung towards Hamilton. Solid defense from McNabb. Still with Kansas City, though. Matt Potter urging his team. Want some separation here, they'll get a corner. Hamilton trying to go quick. Instead, she will be pulled back out.
And this is where Kansas City has been so effective and so good is the runs, those second chance opportunities here on corner kicks. So there's just no question that they're going to want to create some movement, some runs that open up space right in front of Kaylin Sheridan.
Loera, Mace. Loera, Bennett scores! Off a set piece again for Kansas City. That's the second goal of the year for Elise Bennett, and she puts her team up 2-1.
And again, just so well executed from Kansas City. And this is going to be frustrating for San Diego because they've seen this look several times throughout this match thus far. Although this one, additional patience there on the service and Haley Mace playing that ball back. But as we mentioned, it was going to be all predicated on creating space in front of Kaylin Sheridan and then the delivery is just spot on. The timing of the run by Bennett.
Kansas City becomes the first team to score more than one goal against San Diego this year. So Bennett, the rookie, with an incredible finish. Again, just another corner that pays off for Kansas City. It is interesting that we did have a conversation with the San Diego staff about how they wanted to work on that this week. And it seems like maybe the Current saw an opening, maybe a weakness, and they've taken advantage. Or maybe we'll just give full credit to Kansas City and say they're operating at a really high level. Let's put it that way.
Absolutely. And I think what we've seen is a development and a growth into these set pieces here from Kansas City just within this matchup, because, again, we've seen the same look a number of times. The first one going central to Kristen Hamilton. She finishes it for a goal on that left-footed service by Lola Bonta. And then they had another one that they looked far post. And then this one, the patience, because for San Diego, they're going to push the numbers outside of the box. They're going to try to get players higher outside the 18-yard box. And you know it's going to create that space right in front of Kaylin Sheridan. And that's where Bennett was able to get out with the line, but also stay engaged with the service there, and just the timing of the run and the finish.
Well, San Diego has made a sub, put in Amira Ali to take out McGrady. And Ali, I think, from the limited time that we've had a chance to see her with San Diego, she's been a little banged up at times. I think she can provide the sort of electricity that they might be looking for. Playing from behind right now.
And I think what you've seen from the substitutions is trying to solve that inability to connect some of these lines for San Diego, because, again, it's just very isolated. It's very separated.
Bennett to Hamilton. Sheridan off the bounce, dives to cover. There is a player down for Kansas City. It looks like it's Bennett. Not sure what happened there. Again, just scored the goal for the Current. All right, it does look like they're also looking at Del Fava. So that's the actual injury here for Kansas City. Del Fava, it does appear like, is going through concussion protocol right now. Bennett was a little slow to get up as well. But Del Fava seems okay. They will have her step off, of course.
See what happens here. It looks like she catches right elbow right there.
Well,
look like she's okay to return. And we talk about those separated lines from San Diego, and it not only affects the attack, it affects defensively, because we've highlighted it throughout the matchup, the ease in which Kansas City is able to work through those phases and break through some of those lines. And when you're separated like that, it's one line steps and then the line's broken, and then the other area steps, and that separation just leaves so much space available for Kansas City to operate.
Bennett lofts it for Labonta. Close. That was Real who got in front of it for San Diego. Jakobsen. Westphal. Off her body, circles back. San Diego has scored as many as 4 goals in a single match. They can't do that to make a comeback. Bennett to Hamilton. Labonta. Back to Bennett. Delfava rips one, and Hamilton just off. That went straight to Sheridan, as there was a good opportunity for Kansas City to put this game, I think, perhaps out of reach.
And it looked like Haley Mace was
just
a touch away from making this a 3-1 game.
Right back at it with Mace. Hamilton tripped up in the box. Boy, that last goal from Bennett just seems to have rejuvenated this Kansas City team. Labonta gets a corner.
It has, and San Diego is going to have to try to solve this and try to really regain a bit of momentum, because they have been pinned in their own half here in the second half, really giving up several corners. And I think the amount of corners that Kansas City has earned in the first and second half is really to the credit of how much they've driven at that line and created those opportunities and those numbers.
Scott for Bennett. Sheridan tracks it down. Whistle right before that, by the way. And again, just aggression from Kansas City. San Diego just struggling to get it out of their defensive third right now. Ali definitely got poked in the back. Delfava commits the foul. We got 20 minutes in stoppage time left in this one. The Wave searching for a road win. They've dropped 2 away from Torero Stadium this year. For Jakobsen, goes back onside, but it was awkward. Hamilton. To Franch.
And what makes San Diego so dangerous is that they can go through moments like this where they do not seem to be in rhythm offensively. They do not seem to be connecting and linking up play, but they are just so explosive and so dangerous in multiple areas that they could lack that rhythm and still go find a goal to equalize here.
Turnbow commits a foul. And we'll see some subs come in for Kansas City. Looks like Rodriguez and Curran. Chardonnay Curran and Izzy Rodriguez will both enter for the Current. Edmonds will exit. So will Delfava. Did look like they did some shifting there, and they'll put Rodriguez left. And did they move Mace to the right?
Does look like Kansas City's made a number of adjustments there tactically, and you go to...
Well, here's Mace over the head of Labonta.
You go to what San Diego has done so well offensively so far through the season, but for Kansas City, you just look as far as to their previous performance against Racing Louisville on Monday and holding onto that 1-0 win. It's just going to provide that confidence for Kansas City to be able to see this game out. They're up 2-1, really highlighting those moments from their matchup against Racing Louisville that They did really well controlling tempo, controlling space, really only allowing San Diego thus far to really occupy areas that they're okay with them occupying and not being too threatening in different areas and spaces.
Westfall. Breedy, Gurma. Van Egmond to Morgan. Offside. Morgan arguing with that call. Seems like she was just a hair off. As you can see, Potter directing Bennett. I'm sure they would like just add some cushion. Know that they've shut the door on any sort of wave comeback. We've seen a ton of late finishes in the NWSL so far this season. So I would say never count a team out until it's completely over, especially when you have some of the scoring threats that the Wave do.
I was going to say, when you have a world-class forward like Alex Morgan, but these are the scenarios.
Bennett has a chance. What a block from Gurma. Put her body on the line.
Depending on what this result ends up being, that block by Gurma was unbelievable. You go from being 3-1, look at the effort here. Obviously, Kaylin Sheridan in tremendous position to make the save as well. But the fight and the battle to get back behind that opportunity. But going back to the point was, this is going to be a scenario that as we approach the middle of the season, the regular season, for San Diego, who is going to step up offensively and help Alex Morgan score goals and put the ball in the back of the net? Because in these moments, you've got less than 15 minutes. And for teams that are defending San Diego, now it becomes, how do you limit the opportunities that are created for Alex Morgan? And then on the opposite side, that attention that Alex Morgan occupies, does that open up an opportunity for Jakobsen? Does that open up opportunities for Belle Breedy?
Loera. Sheridan might have tipped that with her fingertips. Seems like she did. We'll just switch sides and do it again.
And we can continue to highlight how dangerous Kansas City has been on these corner kicks and free kicks. But it's the opportunities that they're creating. They're earning these corner kicks. They're earning these free kicks by really being aggressive in that final third, really being purposeful.
Gurma again. McNabb hesitates. Hit the back of Turnbow. End up going to Morgan. Westfall. Guarded by Mace. Van Egmond. Swung around. It's real. One tap. Breedy to Turnbow. Franch bobbles. Got there though.
That's a really positive sequence there by San Diego. And I think the importance for Kansas City when you're drawing upon successful experiences like they were drawing upon from Monday's result against Racing Louisville is what you want to be careful with here as you really try to see this game out. You talked about it. They'd love to find a third goal and put this a bit out of reach. But what you want to be careful with if you're Kansas City is this ability just to retreat into your own 18-yard box or into your own defensive third just really quickly where you do want to stall San Diego in their buildup and really keep this game in the middle third and not allow San Diego to find a dangerous opportunity like Bell Brady almost did into the 18-yard box there. So just be careful with how quickly you retreat into your own defensive third if you're Kansas City. Don't invite that pressure and don't invite that attacking moments from San Diego.
Brady, left foot, too far ahead of Westfall. And San Diego has not found themselves in this position yet this year. They have not given up 2 goals this season in league play. I should also know a stat throughout the NWSL. Nobody has scored first and lost. Well, that would be a stat in Kansas City's favor, obviously. Germa and Morgan and all of these stars that the Wave have something to say about that. Jakobsen slips pass, can't keep it in. Soaring through, crowded between Van Egmond and Breedy. Loera. Slice out. Van Egmond. Squares, ball. Back to Van Egmond. Flung out.
You just haven't seen that collective push from San Diego to win the ball higher up the field. You saw sporadic turnovers from Kansas City early on in the first half, but you just haven't seen that collective pressure that we're accustomed to seeing from San Diego throughout matches. And they've found themselves having to cover so much ground offensively. And we talk about how disconnected the lines have been, and that's a part of it, is collectively pressing, knowing and understanding and recognizing, and not only that, but executing your role defensively, whether it's the first defender, second defender, support defender. They have not created any chaotic moments for Kansas City, and obviously a lot of credit.
Here's Jakobsen. What a stop by Weinbrenner. The beautiful tackle by the local rookie.
And as I say all that, they win the ball at midfield and 2 passes and they're in for Jakobsen there. And really good tackle there by Weinbrenner. But again, good things happen when you win the ball closer to goal. And you saw it there from San Diego. You win the ball and 1-2 passes, you're in.
Off a corner. No one has control quite yet. Jolted out all the way back to the midfield. Again, 2-1 is the score, of course. Kansas City scored 2 goals off of set pieces. The first by Hamilton in the first half. Elise Bennett has the second for the Current, and San Diego scored off of a PK. Alex Morgan took one in the first because of a handball in the box from the Kansas City defense. Bennett beat by Germa. McNabb. Labonta tough to get past. Ali. Fancy move. Move centrally. Bodies flying. Ali and Hamilton are both down. Now to Bennett. And she serves it back to Kaylin Sheridan.
You can already see that urgency, that energy from San Diego, knowing that they have to find a second goal.
Turnbow. No good on that service. Yeah, we're talking about good and bad weeks. I mean, San Diego could lose 2 in a row for holding that spot in first. That would not be good news.
And you emphasized it earlier, was the depth within this league, that you have one bad week and each game is just so close and so tight that it's just such a tough result. And you're absolutely right. You have two teams on the opposite side where San Diego could pick up 0 points in 1 week and Kansas City can pick up 6.
Van Egmond. Jakobsen. Offside. Well, this would be big for Kansas City, the franchise, as well, if they're able to hold on. And of course, there's a big if with that. But last year only had 3 wins throughout the entire season. Of course, an expansion club. But because of that, never put together back-to-back victories. So if they can do that today, that's a first for Kansas City. We talk about all the firsts for San Diego, but expansion clubs like Louisville and Kansas City, who are just in their sophomore season, are still, hitting a lot of those marks. Ali. Scott muscles her way, edging out Ali. And this is where she becomes so crucial. Morgan is down right now for San Diego. And everyone's gonna get a little break here. See Alex Morgan stretch out that left leg. Casey Stoney uses this as an opportunity to talk to her side.
You just don't know how much additional time is going to be added on to this second half. So for San Diego, it's really continuing to pressure Kansas City, continue to win the ball higher up the field. You've seen a lot better numbers in the 18-yard box when that ball finds those wide areas for San Diego.
Well, just a contingent of fans. There's been a lot of fans out here tonight to support both San Diego and especially Kansas City. Very loud, very proud. It's Pride Night. And of course, lots of kids here. Maybe just keep that still someday. See if those players turn into U.S. Women's National Team players. Maybe if Alex Morgan keeps on going, they'll be teammates. With the way she's going right now, it's been outstanding to watch Morgan this year. 7 goals in 7 games. Bennett to Hamilton. Shuffles back. Bit of a time killer here for Kansas City. Why not? Labonta in the corner. It's going to be back with San Diego here. Sheridan will obviously get a good boot on this one. Guess not. Quick pass to Van Egmond. Gurma. Van Egmond. Jakobsen. To Ali. Who's there? Elizabeth Ball.
And it's just the different scenarios that present themselves throughout matchups this has really been a back and forth. You spoke about it early in the second half. It's been a back and forth game where you've seen a number of chances created by both sides. But now Kansas City's really going to sit back and absorb some of this pressure. And now for San Diego, instead of having some space in behind to play into, now you have to break down Kansas City, whether it's on the dribble or link up play right in the final third. You've got to find a way to break down this Kansas City current team.
Real Van Egmond. Intended for Morgan. You can see all of the red kits surrounding Alex Morgan. Gurma backtracks to Sheridan. Jakobsen turns on the Jets to Morgan. Alex Morgan, the equalizer. A brace for Morgan. Her 8th goal of the season, and what a buildup for San Diego.
And for San Diego, finding that effective balance of not only winning the ball higher up the field, but finding that seam to play into to Jakobsen here. And Jakobsen, the ability to drive there. And just unfortunate for Kansas City, the missed clearance. It goes right by A.D. Franch and then right by Weinbrenner as well, and falls to the feet of who else other than Alex Morgan, who connects on her 2nd goal of the night.
In the 90th minute, no less. We will get 6 minutes of stoppage time presented by Verizon. Here's a chance for Hamilton. Got to stay on your toes in this one.
Just so explosive from San Diego. Just finding one opportunity, and the patience by Jakobsen there on the dribble and drive, and then the awareness, the ability to let Alex Morgan join the attack, and then the presence there. And as we mentioned, unfortunately, Weinbrenner just missing the clearance there.
Weinbrenner fouls Alex Morgan. And look, I mean, before, without 6 minutes of stoppage time, I would say San Diego might have just stolen a point. Now, I mean, there's a chance for them to steal 3. There's a chance for both of these teams, but the momentum right now is in the Waves' favor. Gurma. McNabb. Jakobsen to Ali. Just off on that pass, was behind Ali. Again, it was Jakobsen with that assist on the Morgan goal. Incredible stuff. For Hamilton. Gurma. What a perfect tackle.
And on that tackle by Gurma, I'll go back to the block that she had midway through this second half with the team down 2-1 already. And again, Kaylin Sheridan seemed to be in really good position there to make a save, but the block by Gurma keeps this game at 2-1. But Kansas City has just been so dangerous on these corner kicks.
Loera. Just off. Boy, that was inches away on that header because it was open and the trajectory was perfect. Let's see.
And Kristen Hamilton just wide open there on the far post for Kansas City. I'm not sure.
Yeah, San Diego might have got away with one there. Morgan sprints up. A brace today. Play on. Breedy. Labonta. Not even halfway through stoppage time. Children's Mercy Park, the first ever meeting between these two sides, is living up to the hype. Morgan just scored in the 90th minute. Mace.
What tremendous effort by both of these teams. I mean, this game is just opened up here, and you spoke about it just a few minutes ago, was you could see either one of these teams finding a third goal.
I mean, how is it that Alex Morgan has 8 goals through 7 matches? Not even. We're not even done. That's an unbelievable stat. There's something about the air in San Diego. She has, I mean, not that Morgan hasn't always been top-notch, but this is incredible. Jakobsen off the boot. Mace clears it out.
And when you talk to coaches, players around Alex Morgan, it's just her ability to read what the game is presenting and what that matchup or what those areas require from her in terms of whether it's the timing of the run, whether it's occupying different space.
Things just got a little crazy. Jakobsen. Weinbrenner saves it from being a corner. That's some hustle there. Ali. Defense on her back. Jakobsen. Morgan turns to Westfall. Back to Morgan. Physical play. Morgan is shoved out by Loera.
Really well defended there by Loera, using that end line as a second defender.
Mace. Jakobsen. Weinbrenner. Jakobsen. And a foul is called. Boy, Weinbrenner has had a pretty good sequence here. Almost at the end of this one. And there's a final whistle. It seems like Kansas City had this one in the bag, and then who shows up? Alex Morgan. A 90th minute strike for Morgan, and her team sneaks away with a point on the road. This was a thrilling game, I'll say that.
We knew we were in for a tremendous matchup, and both these teams battling until the end. 2-2 result, just so back and forth, really picking and choosing different areas and scenarios to attack each other. What a performance by both teams.
Morgan gets 2. That accounts for both of the goals for San Diego. Now, let's take a look at the game-changing play of the game brought to you by Ally. And guess what? Morgan's involved.
And this ball played into Jakobsen there, and then the patience here. Ability to play the ball across, and unfortunately for Kansas City, finds its way past 80 French, and that ball in by Van Egmond, making her 50th NWSL regular season appearance. Playing that ball, the timing, the run, the pace of the ball played in by Van Egmond. I mean, just tremendous all around. And then the ball finding the feet of Alex Morgan, who knows exactly what to do with it in that moment.
Just, again, a fantastic finish here. Kansas City and San Diego finish in a draw. We'll be right back with the Ally NWSL matchup right here on CBS Sports. Well, it's good to be Alex Morgan today for multiple reasons. One, I mean, that's just adorable. Get to go home to that every day. But she has a brace today. An incredible finish for San Diego to get a point on the road, and Kansas City, I mean, gave it all they got. Let's take a look at the highlights. This game was pretty exciting.
And for Kansas City, it really did look like they flowed. They had a good rhythm throughout the 90 minutes. This short corner here early on in the match, back to Lola Bonta and that left-footed service that finds Kristen Hamilton. And we saw this scripted corner kick a number of times throughout the match, and obviously the end product looked a bit different in terms of whether it was the patience or the extra pass. And then a corner kick for San Diego that Korniak takes an opportunity, and unfortunately for Elizabeth Ball, it finds her right arm, and the referee awards a penalty kick for San Diego. And who else other than Alex Morgan will step up and look to equalize in this opportunity? And it was really just those first initial clearances that Kansas City struggled with. And as we mentioned, Alex Morgan stepping up left-footed. A.D. Franch unable to get a read on the run-up. We find the game level at 1-1 at halftime. And then we talked about the short corner. We see it again, just a bit more patience there. Haley Mace holding on to it for Loera. And then this service, one time, the timing of Elise Bennett's run, just so well worked by Kansas City. And you had really thought with the rhythm and the momentum that they built, really bouncing back from taking the lead in the first half and then seeing it 1-1, you thought they would possibly see this game out. But what a ball in here by Van Egmond to Jakobsen on that right side, and then the patience to drive the defenders of Jakobsen. She takes this extra touch right there to move Elizabeth Ball just a bit more towards her, and then that ball across just squeaks by Weinbrenner, unfortunately unable to clear it there, and then falls to the feet of Alex Morgan, who finds her second goal of the evening and finds her team level at 2-2, earning a point.
Well, that's what they needed to just kind of hold everybody off here. San Diego gets a point on the road against Kansas City. And Kansas City, I mean, it just seemed like they had that 3 and would have completed a 6-point week, but alas, it's just a draw. However, I will say performance from both sides incredible, and I do think that all of the goals were super pretty, which is just something pretty awesome to see here in the NWSL. I mean, look at that from Hamilton, opens up the scoring for this home side, and then Morgan again. Morgan finishes with a brace for San Diego as they hang on and earn a draw against Kansas City on the road. 2-2 the final score from Eric Dobransky. I'm Maura Sheridan. Have a great night, everyone.